primary ignition.
For Thursday, January 6th, 2022, it's the Serenno Squadcast, the official podcast of the Serenno Squad.
Woo! You got it right, first try.
That's it. The whole show's jinxed.
Why'd you say that? Totally.
My tripod's gonna fall over.
That's okay. I'm going to lose Wi-Fi signal at some point. So,
Welcome everyone to this week's episode of the Squadcast. We are in 2022.
Whoa!
It's a Christmas miracle.
we're speaking to you from the future or the past.
Not really.
It's the past.
Yeah, definitely. It's always going to be the past. But yes, the last episode we had was super awesome. The InfernoCon special. We had a good old time with that. Got to talk to Dominic Pace and also Aaron Hughes. It was so much fun.
Yep.
And of course, James was there and the rest of the gang. So good old time. Good old time. Got to come up with something better next year.
Bigger, better, louder, faster, more
yes.
intense.
More charity. It was fun.
More chairs.
Yeah, sure. All right. Well,
I don't know.
so
we're gonna have to do one of these in person in full costume the whole time.
Yeah,
We should.
We're all going to be TIE pilots then because that's the only costume we can sit down in.
it's true.
Sitting down.
And I'll be a reserve pilot because I'm not ready to invest in that helmet yet.
I could sit in my royal guard, but all you hear is
That's actually, isn't that all helmets? It's not just
Pretty
the
much.
Royal Guard. Yeah.
Yeah.
With the Royal Guard, you can talk right through it though.
No, my Senate guard I can.
Oh, right. I'm sorry. Shame on me. All right. So anyways, we have some Legion news. So
Wait.
What?
Who are we?
Oh, right. It's been a long time, hasn't it? It's been a whole year. It's been a whole year.
Yep.
So we have the squad with us here today. We have Paul.
Hello.
I don't know if that's where he is. Evan.
Hey.
And we have Wayne. Why Wayne? And I'm Gunnar.
He's gonna explode any minute now.
Yeah, watch out.
All right.
We're having to be away and not in person because it's becoming a little bit too much like Hoth outside. So
Yeah. Well, is it going on out there yet?
When I went to Taco Bell, it was icing or sleeting.
According to my computer, it is raining now.
Oh, it's raining ice.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and it's going to turn to snow here in like an hour. So
here in Southwest Virginia.
I have some friends out in eastern Kentucky that said they're up to about almost a foot.
Okay.
Hey, that means we're going to get like an inch.
Yay! Yeah, by the time it gets to us, it'll be a light dusting.
Nice. All right. Well, enough of this local nonsense. We have Legion news.
Oh yeah, we're gonna bring him in by the dozen.
That is the 501st Legion.
There's things going on in the background, but you can't hear them.
Okay, so we have only one approval, but it's a good one. It's a classic.
It's a good one.
So let's take a look at this and see what we got today. Oh,
Woo!
it actually is a Darth Vader, people.
And
Yes.
that is a Serenno Squad member.
Yes.
Yeah. So congratulations, SL17485, for the approval of your Darth Vader.
Looks incredible. So good.
Yeah, I'm guessing that's a New Hope Vader.
Let me take a look.
On a closer look, no, that is not a New Hope.
It does not.
Empire Jedi.
It does not even say on the post. It just says Darth Vader.
I'm gonna go out on a limb and I'm gonna say Empire because I think
Could it be Rogue
Jedi.
One?
No, because the Rogue One has tabards over the armor like a New Hope. That's the one difference that I really know.
Okay. Interesting.
Gotcha.
I think it's Empire.
Well, it's
I
not
wanna
shiny
say-
enough to be Jedi, because Jedi is shinier than a car on a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Was that Jedi or Empire that had the shiny helmet?
No, Jedi is super. It's like mirror finish.
Okay.
Yeah, it really is.
Okay.
I want to say there's like a green button on the Jedi outfit, and it's blue on Empire. I could be totally wrong, and whoever knows Darth Vader is screaming at me for being an idiot.
You're talking about on the chest piece? The blue button on the chest piece?
Yeah, I want to say it's like green on Return of the Jedi. There's a color difference between Empire and Jedi. I know that much. And like the orientation of the chest box is a little different.
This is going to cause a lot of controversy.
Well, Paul's the resident expert here.
Okay.
No.
There we go. Resident expert. He's our greatest mind.
I have a laptop immediately to my right that I could look up the CRL.
I'm looking up right now.
Vader would be so cool if you didn't have to wear a leather bodysuit.
Yeah,
That in and of itself makes it totally not worth doing for me.
because it's leather and then like 3 layers of robes and then that
Ugh.
heavy cape.
Yeah. Oh my God, that cape is so heavy. It looks great though.
Yeah. Definitely a winter costume, right?
Probably, yeah.
Even then, I think you might be sweating in it.
Yeah, but he'd be the most comfortable out of all of us.
That's true. Unless it gets really windy and then his helmet will fly apart. Sorry, Eric, if you're listening.
No.
Yeah.
Wah, wah. Yeah, the background behind that is we were at a troop a couple of years ago and it got so windy. And Eric was there in his Vader and the dome of his Vader helmet flew off because it was just Velcroed and just skittered down we were at a baseball park and it just skittered down the concrete and it was completely ruined.
He took
And
like
his-
4 steps out of the dressing room and the
Yep.
wind caught his helmet and he was done in like 10 minutes. And
his cape wrapped around his neck too, and it was in front of his face, so he couldn't see what was going on. It was like he was super disoriented.
Yeah, those winds were terrible. Like just standing there, the wind almost knocked me over.
I thought Heather was going to fall over, and I thought
I
Heather was
almost
going to
pulled
fall
my helmet off a
over.
couple of times.
Yeah, it was very, very windy. It was not like, oh, it was just a little breezy that day.
Wow. Yeah, I imagine that's not something that you can just buy apart. Don't you got to buy the whole freaking helmet in one kit?
He got it remade by he took it to his buddy who works at a body shop.
Oh, cool. Nice.
Yeah, they fixed it, repainted it. You can, like, if you really, 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 really get close to it and really stare deep at it, you can see a line. But yeah, it's very, very good finish.
Nice.
Yeah.
Very impressive. Well, congratulations, SL17485. It's a great
stuff.
Darth Vader. Looks good.
Yep.
Enough of that. So I guess we're gonna just go straight into our next segment, the top story. If I can just share this audio. Yeah, maybe. I don't know. Will it let me?
A New Hope has the green button. Empire and Jedi have the blue.
I knew there was a green button in there somewhere.
Yeah, there's a blue one on the picture.
Yep.
That we just saw. So that solves it right there. All right. So top story. Top story.
Excuse me, that's the wrong franchise.
I think
I think I do.
Never cares. All right.
We're talking about the latest episode of Star Trek, right?
Yes.
Yeah, Prodigy. Woo!
Yeah, Prodigy's back now that Discovery's on break.
Boba Fett. Boba Fett.
Yeah, that's what we're talking about. Book of Boba Fett. Book of Boba
How you
Fett.
look back at your helmet was like, I'm too lazy to reach for that.
Go ahead. Just pull it out. Let's well,
It's
The
in
helmet.
that kind of
The helmet.
This will get us kicked off YouTube.
The helmet. There we go. Thank you. Looks great. Oh,
Yeah, the
hello.
green.
It's
The
active.
green's not the right color.
It's a great shot.
This is the Black Series.
I was
So
gonna
it's
say this
basically,
because yeah,
Yeah.
he didn't grab his helmet; he grabbed the toy helmet.
yeah.
I like the toy.
This
Which
helmet
looks
was easier to
better.
grab.
Which looks better than his anyway, so it's fine.
Well, it's licensed, so it has to be better, right? That's how it works.
Exactly.
Oh, we're going.
McDonald's is always better than homemade.
It's a nice view. All right. Well, we've got 2 episodes because we didn't do anything last week. So now 2 episodes have premiered. It is Thursday as we are recording. And Paul, if you could refresh us on episode 1, as far as just like what, I guess,
All right. So
not
this is the
necessarily
story-
what all happened, but maybe start from the beginning and we'll all talk about it.
This is the story of Boba Fett. He spent 5 years in hell. He's now on a mission to come back and save his city by becoming a crime lord. I'm sorry, just immediately watching the first episode and it jumps to a flashback 5 years prior. Like, I've seen 8 seasons of this show. And it was called Arrow.
Oh yeah,
Ah.
that's true.
I have not seen Arrow, so I don't know what you're talking about. But I imagine lots of flashbacks.
Spaceport.
Yes, flashbacks were a key part of the show.
Gotcha.
I like him much more in Boba Fett. That's because Arrow sucks.
Arrow was good except for those 2 or 3 seasons.
I watched it for 5 seasons, and yeah, it's terrible.
Yeah, probably should talk about it. But so yeah, go ahead, Paul.
All right, so we open with shirtless Boba Fett taking a bath. He's just like, oh, while I'm in the bath, I'm gonna fondly remember everything that's happened to my life leading up to this point.
That's very fun.
Which it's pretty cool. The opening, I did not expect them to go back to Geonosis. That was cool.
Yeah.
And we saw Camino again. This time it's intact and not blowed up like we last saw it. It seems that they did reuse footage that was shot during Attack of the Clones. So that is young Daniel Logan
Running to
sitting
the
there.
window
Really?
when he sees.
I don't know about that scene. That scene might be some CGI trickery.
Okay.
But the scene of him in the arena, that is from the Attack of the
Yeah,
Clones.
yeah, that's an actual scene, but it almost looked like was that a different angle that wasn't used in the?
Yeah, it's been tweaked and they used a different angle.
Okay.
But yeah, that is young Daniel Logan. Not like a lookalike or a stand-in or anything. So yeah.
Deep fake.
And then we saw the kind of gross inside of the Sarlacc. That was kind of
And an intact
icky.
stormtrooper.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Decomposing.
Well, so how long was he in the Sarlacc pit? Because he's pretty scarred.
I'd assume he was in there for at least, because he comes out and he was in there for at least a couple days, I would think.
Okay.
I want to know where the stormtrooper came from.
I'm assuming. Well,
Jabba
it sounds
threw
like
him in there at some point, right?
No,
from my
we're on
one of-
Tatooine. There are no stormtroopers. There's only sand troopers. So where did the
There's
stormtrooper?
there are stormtroopers on Tatooine.
All there.
Yes.
All there.
I would point you to A New Hope, where you see a bunch of them.
I
They're all
mean, they
through
were
Mos Eisley.
stormtroopers before they were sand troopers. They're just dirty stormtroopers.
They're different.
But the
Well, we only
stormtrooper, sand
saw
troopers
from
don't
here
have
up.
the cauldron, right?
There were pauldronless stormtroopers on Tatooine.
Yes, there are easily a dozen stormtroopers on Tatooine that we see.
I mean, there's some small differences, but there's also differences between the Empire Strikes Back. There's probably more differences between the ESB and Return of the Jedi TKs and A New Hope than there are sand troopers in the A New Hope stunt.
So you think they just threw that stormtrooper in there just for the heck of being like, oh, look, this is down there? Or do you think there's a story behind the stormtrooper?
Maybe he fell. Like maybe he was like riding his little lizard thing and it fell into the Sarlacc pit.
Anybody who's going to be out on patrol is going to be a sand trooper because they're designed to be out in the elements.
And I didn't see no Dewback.
Maybe he got lost. Now, my thought is,
Convoy or something.
the immediate story I made up in my head for this. So my head canon is Jabba's pitching people into the Sarlacc pit all the time. This is not a secret. This was not a special occasion. This is something he does regularly.
Oh, and the armor hasn't broken down yet.
Yeah, so I'm thinking an Imperial Moff or somebody, a low-level Imperial officer showed up and tried to extort Jabba for some money or get something. Jabba's like, nah, grab him, pitch him.
Yep.
So everybody but the stormtroopers already digested, liquefied.
Right.
I like that.
Well, thank
That's
God
my
that
head.
airline still worked.
Didn't say that hadn't been that long.
That was weird. Like, what was the point of that? I guess no oxygen in there, huh?
Yeah.
Had to breathe somehow.
Yeah. No. Every time I swallow a person, nah, let's just no.
They don't kick around in there for a little while.
No, you go straight down the gullet. He doesn't have to worry about that.
Yeah.
It's a man eater.
A family
All right.
show. It's a family show. Family
Yeah.
show.
Yeah. My mind's not going anywhere. So we've got him falling to the Sarlacc, or we see him scrounging around in there, and we all know what's happening. It looks familiar. It's the other end of the story.
Yeah. It's the, if you've ever watched Parks and Rec or you've seen the clip circulating online everywhere for the last week and a half, it is exactly as Patton Oswalt described it.
Yeah.
Yep.
And I wonder if was it Filoni that came up with this whole Book of Boba Fett as far as all the writing and stuff. I know there's other people writing along, but is this a Filoni thing?
It's Favreau and Filoni and Robert Rodriguez all working on it.
Okay, so it's more Favreau than Filoni.
Probably.
Okay, then yeah,
I think he wrote the episode.
He might be a big fan of Parks and Rec, like all of us, or Patton Oswalt. Huh?
It could have been an Easter egg. Just be like, hey, this would be a fun little nod.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I did find it funny or interesting. He didn't come out through the mouth. He came out he dug his way through the sand.
Yeah, so he must have like punched his way out or something.
He burned his way out, right? He had his flamethrower.
Yeah. So I just thought that was interesting. He didn't take the easy path.
No.
Of course he didn't. I mean, he's been hanging out with Tuscan Raiders for however long now after at the end of episode 2. I mean, he clearly just kind of wants to hang out and do crazy stuff.
But the Sarlacc was probably still alive when he got out of it, right? I mean, with a big hole in its side, probably.
It was not happy.
No, he's what killed it, which caused the Great Dragon to eat it, which is why that cave is empty that it's staying in.
Do we know that's the same one though? That's been bugging me because I rewatched some of the Mandalorian episodes leading into this, and I was like, is that supposed to be the same Sarlacc? Or is there more than one Sarlacc? I don't know.
When we get to the second episode, there's a line that bugged me, but we'll get to that, I suppose.
Yes, we shall. So yeah, he crawls out of there, and then that's when the Tuscan Raiders pick him up.
No, the Jawas get to him first.
Oh, the Jawas, yeah, they steal all his freaking armor. That answers that question.
Like, he just lays on the ground like, oh, thank God I'm alive. Utini.
And one of them like hits him upside the head, knocks him out.
Yeah,
right?
And they're just like, oh, that's a nice shirt you got there. It's mine now.
Jawas. This bad Jawas.
Evan, you cannot trust your armor around John anymore.
No, I cannot. I'll bring this one. He can take this one, but he can't have the other one.
Yeah. Yeah. So Jawas come along, and then Hannah, we were watching it. She, probably 30 minutes in, she's like, he has been beaten up like 6 times.
Yeah.
He's just constantly coming to, gets beat up by some other group of people.
He's had a
Unconscious.
bad day.
He's also wearing that jumpsuit for a really long time. Like, I would not want to be within 15 feet of him.
Well, it's dry out there, so he wouldn't smell too bad.
Right.
That's true. Yeah.
Yeah.
He would just kind of smell like a piece of beef jerky.
You have to get really close. Yeah. So continue on, Paul.
So the Jawas strip him bare, and then he stumbles his way into the Tuscan Raiders, and they're just like, oh, that's cool. We're gonna tie you up now, and you're gonna hang out with our Rhodian prisoner, who apparently likes being tied up and being a prisoner because he outed him as soon as Boba Fett was trying to escape.
Yeah, he's not trying to escape.
He's like, no, I like it here. They treat me good, apparently.
Tied up to a stump.
Yeah, it's a little strange.
Yeah. Then they're like, no, you're gonna go out with this kid and you're gonna dig in the sand for black melons, I think they called them in the second episode.
Black melon. Is that what that little creature was?
No, that's what the thingy.
Oh, right, with the little water in it or whatever.
Isn't
Or
that a
the
song?
liquid. Talking about Blind Melon, the band.
No, it's like Black Melon.
I think that's
No,
Black
you're
Velvet.
thinking Black Velvet.
Yeah.
You've probably thought the lyrics were melon. That's okay.
Yeah, Black Melon. Yeah.
So I'm sorry, I gotta say this. My dad, whenever he heard the song Evil Woman, Evil Woman, he always thought it was Medieval Woman. So he would sing
I think everyone did until like 2007.
until we got, Google on your phone.
Yeah.
Or Shazam. Sorry. Anyways, so he gets his butt kicked a bunch of times. He's with the Tuscan Raiders. And I think it goes back into his little beta tank. Is he in that, or is he just? You said he's in a bathtub. You're talking about the tank that he was in,
We're
right?
talking about the back of the tank.
Yeah.
Okay.
He's the back to tank.
Okay, he's not like chilling, like in an old saloon, like in a bathtub. Okay, I was about to say I don't remember that, but maybe he was. Yeah, he's like always trying to get back to it too. Every time he gets his tail whooped.
He did have an interesting line of dialogue. Is in the beginning we see the flashback, and then we cut to the present day where he gets on the throne. Is he's telling Fennec the dreams have returned. So something he's got some stuff he's got to work through.
Right?
Yeah.
Or maybe he was just letting the audience know, like, here come a bunch of flashbacks.
I don't know.
I wonder, maybe I wonder if something tragic happens and he's kind of like replaying it in his mind, like the whole series of events.
Oh yeah, we're getting a little ahead of ourselves. That Tuscan village is going to get wiped out.
Yeah, that's true.
I've seen Dances with Wolves. I know how this story ends.
Yeah. So
the flashback ends with him and the kid and the Rhodian going out, and they get attacked by Ray Harryhausen.
Yeah, that is one of the coolest creatures I've ever seen.
Wait, what?
It looked a lot like one of the hollow chess piece characters, but it wasn't. Maybe it was the same species, but it wasn't the same sculpt.
Several people kept pointing out that it looks like the Kraken from the original Clash of the Titans.
Yeah, it totally does.
Yeah, I don't think I've ever seen that movie. So
that was the Harryhausen reference, Evan.
Okay. I'll take your word for it.
Never mind.
Apparently, I
Never
broke
mind.
one by saying I haven't seen Clash of the Titans.
Wait, you haven't?
No,
You didn't
I
watch it in in school?
No, why would we?
I saw the
watch-
remake.
I'm sorry. I'm thinking of, I had film class and we watched it. Sorry. I was thinking it was like history class, but I did go to art school. Sorry.
I saw the remake with, was it Sam Worthington or was he in the sequel to the remake?
There's
he's
a
in both of
sequel.
them.
Well, one of them they're both called Clash of the
No,
Titans.
one's Clash of the Titans and one's Wrath of the Titans.
Yeah, the remake I've seen Wrath and it was terrible.
Yeah.
Womp womp. Anyways, it was a cool little creature there in the desert here in this show called Book of Boba Fett we're talking about.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just
And-
further proof that Tatooine is an awful place to live.
Yeah. Like stuff is just coming out of the
Unless-
sand.
Unless you're
anywhere.
a monster. Unless you're
Yeah.
a terrible, horrible monster. It's a great place
Yeah,
to live.
when we're watching The Witcher right now, and the Tatooine is giving me Witcher vibes. It's like every so often this strange creature comes out of nowhere just to completely slaughter you, your family, and everyone you've known.
Yeah, it's almost like the Junlin Wastes are not to be traveled lightly.
Yeah.
Well, they're not in the Junlin Waste. They're in the Dune Sea.
See.
I think they're connected.
I think they are. Yeah. I'm trying to think back to my KOTOR geography. I remember there was like a South Dune Sea, and there was like a.
Oh yeah, that's right. There was like a whole yep.
But yeah, and in the present day, Boba's struggling as a crime lord, or as they called him something, and it was kind of weird because it's just a straight up Japanese word.
Daimyo.
Yeah. Apparently, that's just a Japanese word for like a feudal lord.
Yeah.
So it's like, we'll just
Yeah.
take a foreign word and make it Star Wars.
And we all
I
know.
mean, wouldn't English words be foreign to Star Wars, like the word emperor?
I don't.
Star Wars is just like, every Star Wars thing has to steal something Japanese. Let's just steal a
Yeah.
word this time.
That's true.
But the last, we all know that the last episode of, or maybe it wasn't the last episode of The Mandalorian season 2, but maybe one of the last episodes, we see Boba come kill Bib Fortuna and take over. And then this episode, the first episode of Book of Boba, he's kind of trying to get on his feet as far as, and so he's having, he's sitting on his throne. Everybody in town knows that he's there. And so everyone's coming to pay their dues so they don't get their, they have their good graces and whatnot. And so, and that's when I don't know what he's called, but he's the guy who works for the mayor, shows up, the Twilight guy.
He's the mayor's major domo.
Ah, is that
Another Japanese word, I'm
more,
assuming.
more Japanese?
I don't know. Bib Fortuna was called a major domo. That was the first time I'd
Yeah.
ever heard that. So,
Okay.
so yeah, he shows up and he's just like, I didn't bring you any gifts because I was expecting you to give me stuff. So
Yeah, they were a little mistaken. It's a misunderstanding, but you can tell that the guy, the messenger there, he's working for someone who is probably not someone you want to mess with. This mayor, we don't really know yet, but still, it seems like there's going to be some conflict coming here.
definitely seems like the mayor might be the source of our conflict.
Right.
Yeah.
And we
Spoiler
don't
alert.
see the mayor in the first episode. We go back
No.
to the Bacta tank. No, while he's in town, doesn't he get he
gets
so
attacked.
he gets attacked again, jumped again. He's always getting jumped, and he gets jumped by these
Assassins of the Night Wind. Is that what they were called?
right?
Something
What-
like that, yeah.
What did Finnick call them? They were like dudes in masks or something like that. I forgot what
Yeah,
she called
it
them.
was a group of paid assassins, basically.
Yeah.
Now you notice when they first get into town, he goes into Jennifer Beals' bar, and she says, like, "Hey, can I service your helmet?" And I'm like, innuendo much? You notice
Yes.
when he leaves, he can't put his helmet on because his helmet's full of coins,
Mhm.
and it's after he leaves that they get attacked. So
Coins.
like,
Oh, she's definitely the problem here. because she looks surprised when he shows up. Well, we'll get to that.
Yeah, in the second
Oh,
episode, she's surprised when he shows up, kind of like, "Oh, I thought you were dead. I thought my assassins killed you."
Right.
Well, I mean, this is like the right at the beginning of the next episode. I mean, it bleeds right in from where they get attacked by these guys, and then they capture one of them, and they find out that he says he's working for the mayor. But yeah, I didn't even think about that. That's very true.
I like the his last line to Fennec. It says, "Fennec alive." So she has to leave one alive.
I like Tomax and Hamhock. That I really like them.
Oh,
Who's this?
the Gamorreans.
2 guards.
They have names.
No, that's just what I'm calling them. Because in G.I. Joe, the twins were Tomax and Zaymont, but you got to go pig, so it's Tomax and Hamhock.
That's pretty good. I thought they were pretty sweet too. They're pretty badass. They're not.
Yeah, I like them. I'm hoping they get like actual armor.
Ooh, that'd be cool.
That would be interesting. Yes. Yeah.
They should have Mandalorian armor.
Yeah.
But they do need those chest plates and the big fuzzy pants.
Yeah, they do look kind of naked without them.
Yeah, I kind of want to see that too. Yeah.
I did like in the first episode when he's got, they're like, you were loyal to Jabba, you were loyal to Bib Fortuna. Will you be loyal to me? And they're just like, yeah, sure, why not?
I'm not doing anything else.
It's kind of a thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, just follow orders. I can't even before we started, we were talking about how the episodes kind of bleed into one another. I can't remember how the first episode ends.
First episode ends with it ends in the Tuscan village, and as he's they kill the creature and they bring the creature's head back, and he kind of gets accepted by the Tuscans. They're like, "Oh, you're a warrior, and you're not the typical outsider."
I couldn't tell if he was letting the kid get all the credit for killing it, because
he was absolutely letting the kid get the credit.
He was like, but the kid still said it anyway. Yeah, the kid still let him know that he put it that we killed it.
Right.
Yeah, the Tuscan bosses.
Yeah,
they knew. They knew.
They knew he couldn't kill that thing by himself. Yeah, that's great. That was a good moment there.
I tell you what, those Tuscans look so freaking cool, and you see so much more of them in the second episode. But man,
yeah, I like the black.
I've never looked at Tuscan Raiders and been like, that's a costume I want to do. Like, I've been like, that's interesting.
And I've been talking about it for a while, and now I'm seriously considering chucking down $150 just to build the helmet and see where it goes from there.
I like
the black robes. It's the black robes. They look so cool.
Got to do the black robes.
The black robe's really cool, and what I really like is the chieftain.
There's a leather strip.
Yes, the chieftain has the leather strap, but he also has a different mouth. It doesn't look like a gaping anus. It's like a little. It's almost like 3 little teeth or something like that. It's like it almost looks like a breather thing.
Yeah.
All of them have that. You just have to see it from the right angle.
Oh, really? Is it like inside the little anus?
No, it's right up top, but the leather's covering it.
Oh, okay.
You got to really get your nose in there. Take a look, Evan.
And I swear the Tuscan eyepieces are bigger.
They absolutely are. Yeah. That's another reason why I'm like, I could do that, because I could actually see out of them for once.
I was thinking about
the very first helmet I ever tried with the Tuscan Raider. Somebody had cut holes in the sides right here, and then wrapped them up to where you couldn't see them, but there were still holes, so you could see out the side as well as the front. That made a world of difference.
Yeah. Different perspectives.
Mm.
It's pretty cool.
I think we should all. I just wonder how they're going to deal with the CRLs now. Like, I know that they're going to only go for what we've seen on screen, but it feels like there should be. I think Paul, you said something about there should be like a Mando Mercs just for Tuscan Raiders.
Yeah, there's enough variety there. I mean, you see by the end of the second episode, you've seen like 15 or 20 of them, and they all have slightly different looks. So
Yeah, it's gonna be like the
The thing
clone
that
trooper
bothers me the
detachment.
most about them so far is there's no way that all of these are men, but none of them look like the women did in episode 2.
I've been thinking
One-
that as well.
There was one shot. There was one
One of
shot where
them
one came out of
is-
the hut or something.
the one in the second episode, the one that we see teaching Boba how to fight, that is a woman.
Yeah.
It's a woman under the robe, so we're assuming it's a woman character or female. I don't know, whatever.
But there
I think
is
I mean, I know it's being played by a woman, but I don't know if the leader is supposed to be a woman as well.
Oh yeah, I
The-
wonder if it's
the chief. The chief is played by a man. The one
I
with the
thought the
extra
chief
little
was-
metal
okay,
teeth.
I thought that was a woman as well.
No,
the women. Don't
Yeah.
they basically have like they're more like dress, more like skirty, and it's like more
Yeah, it's like-
ceremonial looking.
Yeah, it's like a big long metal thing, and they're basically they're almost wrapped up like a freaking mummy. Like they're super. It's like super tight all the way along their arms and everything, so they can't move their arms.
I thought I saw
Yeah,
one.
they have a
one of the
much
episodes.
bigger, more elaborate head.
Yeah.
Episode 2, Attack of the Clones, has the female Tuscans.
But I mean, it could just be tribe preference. Maybe that was a more backwards tribe that like kept
You know.
women basically as slaves, and maybe this tribe they see the women as equals.
We're being interrupted.
Oh, sorry. I thought you guys would keep going. Hey, nothing happening here. Just listening to the conversation.
Yeah. So yeah, I would say it's probably split among the groups there. There's probably several female performers at least in the group.
Well, either way, I think we should have some Serenno Squad Tuscan Raiders here soon.
Yeah, we need some
'Cause,
representation.
yeah,
Well, we
it's-
got one.
yeah. Well,
Woo!
We actually got
it's been a
two.
long. It's
Yeah, we
I
have,
think
we have
the
2 currently.
That's what I was.
yeah.
Uh,
There was a
Jason,
there was a
Jason and Brian.
Jason is who I haven't. I don't think I've. Have I trooped with Jason?
I don't know. Have you?
I don't think you have.
If I have, it was when I first started, like
Yeah.
forever ago. But yeah, I know Brian. He's like usually our resident, Tuscan.
I think the Crate Clan detachment is going to get really popular over the next few weeks.
Oh yeah, yeah.
That's so cool. Everybody gets their own time to shine as
That's true.
These new series and movies and stuff come out. It's pretty cool.
Yeah, the Imperial Gunner detachment got their time to shine, like with Rogue One and with the new Gunners in the sequel trilogy, and now Crate Clan gets their time in the sun.
Are the fleet
Literally.
technicians gunners?
Yes.
The ones with the smushed helmet.
The red
The-
ones.
Well, that yeah, the
They
Yeah,
look like a
that's the-
samurai. Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah,
big.
That's I think they fall under the Gunners.
They do, yeah.
Cool. Pretty cute. Pretty cool.
So what happens in the second episode?
Bring.
That's a mighty fine question. Second episode.
I remember second one a little bit better.
I watched it yesterday. Why can I remember the first episode better?
I just watched it just now, so I can give the recap.
There we go.
'Cause
Do it.
I watched it right before this, so.
Take it away.
Okay, so yeah, I mean, it starts out in the throne room with the prisoner, who we have one prisoner, Finnick took prisoner, and they're trying to get him to talk, and they're like, oh no, he's a assassin, he's not going to talk, and then they're like, okay, well, let's drop him into the Rancor pit. So they drop him into the Rancor pit, and he basically like pisses himself in there, just scared to death. And then he's like, I work for the mayor, and then nothing comes out. So it was all a trick.
Yeah, I was wondering, did they replace the Rancor? Oh,
That's what I was thinking too.
but no, it was a pretty good trick.
Yeah,
Got us all.
yeah.
Continue.
I guess Bib Fortuna didn't tell anybody the Rancor was dead. So
That's right, because people should know.
Yeah, maybe they thought it was still alive, and they were like, who's feeding this thing? I was like, I don't know. I'm sure somebody's probably feeding it. So anyway, so then they're like, so they're all thinking that this dude works for the mayor. And then I think, does it go directly to a flashback after that?
I can't remember if they do that or if they go basically Boba then is like, okay, let's go see the mayor.
Oh, you know what? What happens? I think the mayor stuff happens because he goes to see the mayor. And
See, he's
Uh,
old and hairy.
he's an Athorian, which is the coolest ever. And
And we finally get to see the translator in real life,
Yep.
and that makes me happy.
Yes. The translator was so cool.
But
it was really cool.
wasn't he mostly CGI?
He was probably a puppet.
Yeah, he looked puppet-ish. The
Okay,
hair was real.
I was thinking he looked like CGI, but maybe he was. I was hoping it would be more mask-like, but they might have just like animated the eyes.
Yeah, I think they do that for the Trandoshans as well. The eyes look animated.
No, the Trandoshan eyes those are real props, aren't they? Because they look super. Let's talk about that. When they walk through the city and those Trandoshans are staring them
They're
down,
everywhere.
their eyes look super like just like in like 77, like they painted the eyes on with acrylic. You know.
I don't know. I thought they looked too animated because back then the eyes weren't animated; they were static.
Well, these looked static. I thought. What do you guys think? I mean, not you, Evan. You obviously don't know.
I just assumed that they were part of the mask.
That's what I thought. But
I don't think it's not like Chewie where you're seeing the actual eyes.
Yeah.
no, not at all like that. But it's also I didn't think that they were animated or
I
CGI.
just figured because they they blink and they look around and stuff.
Dude, I don't think they blink.
I don't remember seeing them blink.
What do they lick their eyes? I mean, they're
Staring. They're like, That's pretty sure that's how it was. But I thought that their eyes would have like a sparkle to it. I don't know why I was thinking, what is his eyes sparkle or anything like that?
No.
No, you're thinking
there's
of
there's the spark of childlike wonder, but that's about it.
yeah, you're thinking like a
Rodians-
Rodian or
Rodian's eyes have a sparkle to them.
Yeah.
and there's another creature that was if you're thinking about all the
The ones that
bounty
look like
creatures.
the little gray aliens, except like full size. He's got like a long gray head and he's got big glittery eyes. Yeah.
Oh, the Duros.
Yes.
Duros. Duros
they're
is for
blue.
Klingons.
Well, I knew which one he was talking about.
They're blue with red eyes.
Yeah. Duros is they're blue with like the red eyes. The Nemoidians are very, very similar looking. They're green with more yellowish eyes.
Mhm.
With those weird lines in them.
Yeah. Well, after he marches through all the Bosks and talks to the mayor, the mayor's like, "Nah, not me, dude. It wasn't me." But they do.
I loved the mayor's secretary. He was like, "Do you have an appointment?
Yeah, yeah. He's like Boba Fett.
You're not on the list for today. I could schedule something for later if you'd like."
That was great. There was a lot of really good humor in this episode.
All right. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
There was another scene that was like a funny little humor bit later on in this episode. I don't remember exactly what it was, but I remember it made me laugh.
Well, I have a question. All right.
Yeesh.
Since we're in this episode,
Okay.
Jabba's palace is a little out of town,
Yes.
but I'm wondering how far out because when they keep going to
Continue.
okay,
Okay.
what
No.
are we doing?
No, continue your story. I just pulled up these eyes.
The visual reference.
Those things are creepy looking on just the still.
That's what I'm saying. They look just like that in the movie or in the show. And I was like, they look like they're just painted on with acrylic. It doesn't look like they move or anything.
I mean, his eyes don't look anything like that though. And like the first time we see Bosk, actually Bosk, they look very different than
Yes.
what we would think of Bosk.
Anyways, what were you saying, Wayne?
Sorry, Wayne.
Are you sure? You sure you want to pull up something else?
You know I can pull up more.
Oh, I know. Right in the middle of me talking. When they go to the bar where Jennifer Beals is, they're in
Yeah.
Mos Espa.
Yes.
But I thought Jabba was over Mos Eisley.
He could be kind of in the middle.
That's what
We
I
don't-
wondered. Does he take both? Because we haven't seen Mos Eisley yet.
In this show, we've not seen Mos Eisley. We've not
Yeah.
seen Mos Eisley since A New Hope. Mos Espa is where we went to in episode 1, Phantom Menace.
Yes.
They must
With-
be close by.
I would have, if I was to guess, I would say Eisley, Espa, Jabba's probably somewhere in the middle
Yeah.
geographically. Because it would seem like, well, if you went to the north, you're going to Mos Eisley. If you go into the south, you're going to Mos Espa. That just, I'm making stuff up.
I like it. I'm buying it.
It's what
Yeah.
in
Sounds good.
I need to
In the
pay better
first-
attention to the map in Mandalorian because
Yeah, I was gonna say
what's
in
her name
Mandalorian.
pulls it up and
Yeah,
it shows.
Righto, righto. So then, where are we at there? We've got.
So
$150 Tuscan Raider helmet kit. I'm looking right at it.
I know. Afterpay.
Right now, it's
four
gonna get-
payments of Afterpay.
it's gonna be popular.
well, there. I mean, I'm assuming that there's going to be like if you wanted to do one from this show, it's probably just like everything going to be a completely different kit, built a completely
No.
different way.
No, the shell would be the same. It's just what you're putting on the outside. would be
Yeah, the eyes are going to be bigger, and I feel like I'm sure the leather and everything is a little different.
When in doubt, go to the attachment site before buying anything.
Mhm,
Mm,
mhm.
Buyer beware.
Yep.
Yes. All right. So where are we at here?
So he goes to see the mayor, and the mayor's an Ithorian. The mayor disavows the hiring an assassin, but he gets his guys to kill him. And he's like, "Hey, you these guys are can't operate here. So here's your bounty." And he's like, "I'm not a bounty hunter."
It's like, I'll take your money anyways.
Yeah, like this is your payment to me, or your
yeah, this
your
is what you
tribute to me.
should have brought me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that was that's interesting. But the most interesting part is when they step outside and you hear the drum beating.
Well, he
And
tells
then-
he tells her, or the mayor tells him that he needs to go to the
To the bar.
bar. I don't know
Yeah.
what he actually says. Is it the name of the bar or the location where it's at?
It's her name, Garza Whip.
Yeah,
Oh.
Garza's
That's right.
cantina.
That's right.
Yep.
Yeah.
So he's on his way there. He steps outside, and lo and behold, two huts roll around the
Wow.
corner. The twins.
And we got the first of our several cool cameos in this.
Yes.
Yeah.
What's his name?
It's-
Black Kirstan.
I always said chrysanthemum, like almost like chrysanthemum, the flower.
Yeah. So
But-
he's a big, giant, like black-haired Wookiee that just looks like he'll like break all your bones and eat you. Like he's the
Mhm.
scariest looking Wookiee you've ever seen.
Yeah, he's from the Star Wars comics. He has literally fought Obi-Wan.
Really?
Ooh.
Yeah.
Huh.
So yeah, he's big and mean, and he spent a lot of time with Dr. Aphra.
Oh, gotcha.
So
Yeah.
he's bad though, right? I'm assuming.
He's basically a bounty hunter.
Okay.
Just another.
He's not good or bad. He's
Yeah.
whatever you're paying him to be.
Oh, well, he looks
He-
evil.
He's generally not nice in the things he does. So
He is.
you'd
he
have
does
to pay
look
him a
menacing.
lot to get him to do nice things.
the nice bonus is extra.
I think he fought Chewie in an issue. I'm trying to remember.
Oh,
There's only been like 300 Star
What
Wars
a
comics in
matchup.
the last 5 years.
So yeah, the twins was just so great to see two huts again. I love the huts. I think the like they're not like there's some aliens where like the less you see them, the cooler they are. It's like it leaves some mystery. No, I want to see Hutts. Like I liked how we got to see him in like Clone Wars and stuff. We get to see him more often, and in the Old Republic game, the MMO, you see them quite a bit. And I always thought they were just really fun to interact with because they're just so like ruthless. I just love it.
I was really hoping one of them would be Stinky.
Stinky.
We need Rada the Hutt to come back. I need to know what happened to Rada the Hutt. It has been 30 years. I need to know what happened.
So yeah, they're basically these twins are like, yeah, no, this is our town, and Boba's like, no, it's not, this is my town. And the twins, I guess they don't really want to scrap with them there, so they're just kind of like, we'll talk about this later. But
bloodshed's there for business.
What did they say? Yeah, what did they say? They're like sleep lightly, bounty hunter or something like that. Yeah, that was pretty cool,
implying that he might have some visitors.
Yep.
There's a funny little touch. One of the male Hutt, he's wiping himself down with a thing. It's a creature. That is that is a living thing in his hand.
It's biting him and trying to escape from his hands.
He's wiping himself down with like a rabbit or something.
It looked like a big white rat with like a little tendril on its head.
Yeah.
Star Wars rat.
Oh my gosh, that was great. So then they part ways, and then he goes to the cantina.
With the return of Max Rebo's.
Yeah, and they're all doing their thing, playing music. I love the cantina scenes; they're so great. And I think they confront her, and she's like, someone mentions that she's sweating. Like,
no, that was before. Then the Hutts show up. I think she fully expected him to be dead, and she called for the Hutts to come on in.
Yeah.
When he wasn't, and then they showed up. That's what she was concerned about, is that they were going to say something.
Yeah.
She was like, "Aren't you supposed to be dead?"
Yeah. So he goes from the mayor to the cantina, and then when he leaves the cantina, that's when the Hutts show up. Yeah.
Well, he's in the cantina when he hears the drums because the band stops playing.
Yep.
So everyone can hear it, but yeah, that after that, I think it's back to the palace, back to the Bacta tank, or does he get his tail whooped again? I can't remember.
No, they don't fight.
Yeah. The Tuscan Raider part's clearly what shines in this episode. I mean,
there's a lot going on.
There's not a lot going on, but there's also a lot going on. Like it's, you got your classic fighting training montage scenes. And then
you stop the train. I mean, my God.
Yeah, he teaches freaking Tuscan Raiders how to
ride speeders that he stole from Anchorhead.
Yeah, how to jump from speeders to speeders with those tiny little shot glass eyes.
Right in front of Luke's friends.
Yes, that's the second awesome cameo from this episode. We got to see Cammy and Fixer.
Wait, who?
Cammy and Fixer.
Was that who was their house was getting
Wasn't their house? No. That's Anchorhead.
Yeah. That's Tashi's
the bar in Anchorhead.
That's Tashi's station.
That's what you're talking about. Okay. That Luke's always talking about.
Go pick up some power converters.
Right.
The couple in the bar.
And he drinks his beer and takes his salad.
Yeah, that's Cammy and Fixer. Those are Luke's friends. There's a deleted scene, which you can watch on Disney Plus, that was where Luke's character was supposed to be introduced at the beginning of A New Hope.
Oh.
That's where he talks to Biggs. It's like this 5-minute scene all at Anchorhead.
Nice.
They're on the planet talking about it, watching the battle take place where the Star Destroyer is taking over the Tantu.
Yeah.
That was happening in the episode? I missed that.
No, this is the deleted scene in A New Hope.
Oh, gotcha.
Yeah, I've seen part of that. Like I've seen a scene with Luke wearing that floppy hat because I always really liked that floppy hat when I was a kid. That's the only part when he's talking to Biggs. That's the only part I've seen.
Yeah, it starts with Luke is looking up to the sky through the binoculars, probably not a good idea on this planet with 2 suns. It's an easy way to burn your retinas. He sees the opening battle. He sees it from the planet. He goes to tell his friends, like, "Hey, I saw this cool battle." By the time they look at it, like, the battle's over. So they're like, "Oh, you're just daydreaming, Wormy."
Wow.
Yeah.
Interesting. Yeah, they were when they showed up. I was like, that looks like Dollar General Han Solo and Leia.
That is Cammy and Fixer.
Nice.
Yeah. So there's this big long kind of like train thing that's some kind of cargo train that some gangsters are running, and they're like taking pot shots.
Yeah, it was the Pikes. It was
That's
so
what
cool
I thought, but they looked weird when they took the mask off. They looked super weird. I didn't recognize them.
They look super cool.
Yeah, they look really.
love
They
interesting.
they don't normally have the little thingies, do they?
Yeah, they do.
They do.
Yeah.
They
I
just
think I'm
normally
just
have
used to
bigger
seeing them.
heads.
Yeah.
You're not used to seeing them without the mask on.
Right.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah,
pretty cool.
I'm just thinking about what they look like in the cartoon. They just look crazy in the cartoon.
Yeah.
I love them
Uh,
so much.
Yeah.
But
We
they're
finally
like
got to
doing
see one with the mask off.
drive-bys.
You know what I was thinking of? I was thinking it reminded me a lot of how in the old West people would ride the railroads, and for sport they would shoot at the buffalo just to see if they could hit them, and they wouldn't go back and get them. They would just shoot them on the train on their way wherever they were going. So I was thinking that might be what this is, but then it wasn't like
It was just them just being jerks.
It looked
It was
like they
giving me like gangbanger drive-by vibes.
No. What they were doing was they're letting them know, don't mess with the train. If you're thinking about boarding this train, don't.
right. If you approach
Yeah.
it, we're shooting you.
If
you're
you see
nearby.
if you see this train coming, go the other direction.
Yeah. Or we're shooting you. Even if you don't go the other direction, we're still going to shoot you.
Yeah, but
it's just basically establishing them as just like, hey, these are really bad people.
Yeah.
You're gonna watch a whole bunch of them get killed.
The heist is really cool though, like him training all of them to ride the speeders and how to jump from bike to bike. And I love that you get to see him use like the hook end of the gaffy stick to like pull people out of the train. Man, it was amazing.
Yeah. There was a lot of cool.
And does the lizard part happen before or after they do the
That's
train?
after.
Okay, yeah. So they do the train and they're basically like, hey, you can come to. He's like, I thought he was gonna be like, do you have spice? And he was gonna like, beat him up because they're like, oh, you drug dealers. But he's like, no, you can pass through here. You just gotta pay us. I don't give a shit what you're hauling.
Right. You just got to pay these guys.
Just the spice, whatever. Just you gotta pay the toll and you're good to go. And he's like, this is Tuscan Raider territory now. Where he was like, the Dune Sea is their ancestral home or whatever. That was pretty cool.
Yep. It was really cool. That was one of the best parts.
Yeah. And then so afterwards, they're in the they're in the hut, in that hut, and he gets the lizard up his nose. Where
This is back into the Bacta thing, and he's back in his dreamland or his visions.
I'm trying to remember, when do we cut back to the present? I don't think we do, because like the huts leave, and then I think from there we go to the flashback, and that flashback is the rest of the episode.
Yes.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Yeah. So but he's like sitting with him in the hut, and the dude like blows the sand at him because he's like, here, it's like giving him a gift, and he opens up and there's a little lizard. He's like, this will guide you. And he's like, okay, I guess, whatever.
Follow the
lizard. On my
lizard.
shoulder. He's gonna sit in his helmet and pull his hair or pull his
Like
skin. Tell him which way to go,
Ratatouille.
like Ratatouille.
Ratatouille.
It goes up his nose.
I guess.
Oh my gosh. The scene of it going up the nose actually, because I just rewatched all the Matrix movies. It reminded me of in the first Matrix movie when the agent puts the thing into Neo's belly button. It kind of reminded me of that. Ugh.
Nice.
Yeah. So
he goes on his vision quest.
Yeah.
And comes back with a tree branch.
Well, at one point they said something about like we've been in hiding since the waters dried up, which tells you that at one point Tatooine was a water world, or there was water on Tatooine, which if anyone's played KOTOR, that's part of the lore, although the lore may change now a little bit. But in the lore of KOTOR, like 30,000 years ago, Tatooine had water and it was like a garden world. And then the Rakatan Infinite Empire came and like glassed the planet, kind of like in Halo, and just turned the planet into glass, which then turned into sand. And that's how you get Tatooine.
Yeah.
It really bothers me that I'm the only one that's thought it's, oh, peyote lizard.
I kind of thought that too. It was like, it kind of reminded me of like it was like a peace pipe or an ayahuasca type thing. Yeah.
And I love the fact that pretty much they sent him out on a dog's night out, and he came back and he was like, I came back with a cool stick.
It was a cool stick though.
Yeah. Where are you gonna find a stick like that in the desert?
Yeah. So he brings it back and they turn it into a gaffy stick, which is the coolest thing. So I'm guessing this is where they come from. And then when they're making it, it's more metal than I realized. Like I thought that the wood part was like 3/4.
Well, it depends on the wood.
Okay.
Also, his is different.
Yeah.
I do like the way that they constructed it and they did that whole thing.
Yeah. It was like a quarter wood and then the rest of it is just a big metal spike, which is just so cool.
With fins on it.
Yeah.
Well, all of them had the fins.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you look at the one like from A New Hope, his looks very different. His is longer and it has more metal. Like the ones in the movies are shorter and they just have like a little blade at the end.
Yeah,
his has a longer section.
And the chieftain has like almost like a staff.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's pretty cool. Yeah, so he gets back and he makes his gaffy stick and they're going doing like a ritual around the fire, and I'm pretty sure was that the haka that they were doing?
No. I asked a friend who lived in New Zealand, I was like, do you think that was a haka? And they're like, no, it wasn't. It felt like it's me, but I might just be reading too much into it.
Yeah. Well,
it's
either
just
way,
kind of like a ceremonial dance.
Yeah, either way, it was cool as heck. And now he's officially a Tuscan Raider.
Yeah. It was kind of cool watching them like put the robes on him and everything.
Yes, that was so cool. It makes me wonder, like, do they just put that stuff on and then just never take it off? Because I mean, you never see any skin from a Tuscan Raider or anything. You have no idea what they look like under there.
The only Tuscan Raider that knows what another Tuscan Raider looks like is the mates.
Right.
Yeah.
That's a sacred thing.
What if they're just
I do remember that in the books.
Yeah, they're just regular people.
Yeah. Yeah. So
but if you live in the desert, you want to cover everything.
Yeah. So is that
sounds like that? They're not just regular people.
No, they're not.
Yeah. That was the end of the episode, right? Though he gets the robes and he puts the hood on and then he looks just absolutely so darn cool.
And I think it's the end of flashbacks, right?
I'm guessing we're getting at least one more.
Yeah.
Because
the actual moment between Fennec and
we've basically got a 5-year gap between coming out of the Sarlacc to meeting Mandalorian.
Mm-hmm.
Dang, 5 years.
Yeah. This takes place like 5-ish years after Return of the Jedi. So can almost guarantee it in the next episode, the Tuscans are going to get wiped out.
Yeah.
Something bad's going to happen to that group of Tuscans, and that's going to send him out as he's going to become nomadic. And we're probably going to see more as to why he saved Fennec and more about that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Cool. Well, is that it for the second episode?
I think so.
Wayne, you said there was a line you had a problem with in that episode?
Yeah, the fact that he's in Mos Espa.
Oh, okay.
Mm.
And we haven't seen Mos Eisley, and he should be in Mos Eisley.
And Mos Espa's cooler anyway. Mos Eisley is like a tiny little town compared to Mos Espa. Mos Espa's like a giant, thriving city.
The giant crater.
Yeah, it's so cool.
makes me realize when in Phantom Menace, they were really, really on the outskirts of Mos Espa. They did not go very deep into town
Yeah.
because we didn't see any of that.
Well, I'll tell you what, I'm putting on my
Well,
costume
it's
research
been-
hat again.
It's been over 20 years that they may have built on.
Yeah, I mean, things have grown in the last 40 years.
It could have industrialized.
So.
Yeah. All right. Well, next week we will hopefully have more approvals and we can maybe have some CRLs. Maybe. I don't think we even
Maybe.
looked around for CRLs this week.
Yeah,
but
I think there's been a couple, maybe.
we can look into
I'm not
that
sure.
next time. But
Yeah.
but we'll be talking about 2 other episodes, so we'll be able to cover 2 episodes every episode.
Yeah.
Woohoo! All right. Well, what's up,
Really
Paul?
been really enjoying the show.
Yes,
Yep.
it's amazing. The backstory of the Tuscans, like I said it before, I did not really care about Tuscans before. They were just kind of, fine, they're like, oh, brutal savages, whatever. But like I love the backstory and like kind of humanizing them and also making them look cool and act cool and they all have different kind of looks. It's just it really makes you like, I don't know, it gives so much dimension to the Tuscan Raiders. And I want to see more of it so bad.
You want to see more of those fire dances, right?
I want to see like more tribes. I want to see like I want to get some like really see how the Tuscan Raider society really works.
Pretty cool. It's cool stuff.
Yeah.
All right. Well, if that's it, I think that's it. So let's just play the music and if I can ever get to the music. There we go. All right.
I'm gonna be doing some costume research, I think.
Yes. Next week we'll be picking your brain.
Yes,
Mr.
we
Research.
expect you to come back with a full report detailing all the differences.
Boba Fett Tuscan Raider build group on Facebook. I'm sure there's already one.
I want a draft by tomorrow morning.
Gotcha.
All right. Well, thank you everybody for listening to this week's episode. You can find us the 501st.com if you want to check out how to get in contact with us for events and charity and stuff like that. Also, you can check out the approval photos on the Garrison Tyrannus Instagram. We are the Serenno Squadcast. So you can find us on YouTube and Spotify and all them other great podcast platforms.
However,
So-
you're listening to it now.
Yeah, just do that again.
Hopefully you're watching on YouTube because we want to be
Yeah.
seen so bad.
Yeah, we got a cool backdrop here. Lightsabers
Wayne,
and helmet.
Wayne wants to be seen.
Yes.
We could have just did just a black screen with Wayne, just had his voice.
I've
the whole
actually
time.
been wanting to talk to you guys about when we do in person again. I just wanted my own mic, but I'm going to be behind just running the sound.
Okay. And then we'll just
I can
flip
still-
back and
I
forth.
can still chip in, but you just don't see me anymore.
Okay, so we won't have a camera going to you. We'll just have you pitching.
Or we'll
Okay.
have another camera. We'll have 2 cameras, one just on Wayne.
Does that mean that you'll control the computer too, so I don't have to?
Right.
I'm down for it. All right. Well, thank you everybody for listening, and until next time, bye-bye.
Peace.
Bye.